future me. Throw some like special effect over this. No, not that one. Not that one either. Yeah, this one. This one will work.
This town ain't big enough for the black of us.
Wait a minute, what?
Don't worry about it. Hope your hand's on the trigger.
Bang, 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 bang.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Did You Know Dopey. And today I have a new segment for you today called Kinda Retrospectives, where I review a game that isn't too new and isn't too old, so it's not fully a review and it's not fully a retrospective, so it's kind of a retrospective. So one of the first games I decided to do for this list is a game called Red Dead Redemption, a game about the Old West, which we as Americans seem to have a real fascination with movies such as, you know, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and other westerns. So without further ado, let's get into our first kind of retrospective. So during 2010, consoles like the PS3 had already been released, and now well established in the market. So what does that mean? Basically, now is the time for more games to be released. One of the games that would come out was Red Dead Redemption, a game based on the Old West. And the game is also, believe it or not, a sequel. Kinda. See, before this was released, a game called Red Dead Revolver was released on the PlayStation 2, and this game was made to be a spiritual successor of that game. So with that being said, what is Red Dead Redemption? Is it good or bad? And if good, has it been able to hold up over these last 5 years? Well, let's take a look. Okay, well, to start, this game's storyline follows John Marston, an ex-outlaw who, for the most part, is a pretty upstanding guy. Like, seriously, in all my years of playing games made by Rockstar, John Marston seems to be the most honorable guy they've made. I mean, he's pretty chivalrous, stays faithful to his wife, and doesn't act like a jerk unless provoked. But I digress. You follow him on his journey to rescue his family from the government, who have kidnapped them. To get his family back, he has to turn in the old members of his gang, dead or alive. Members of his gang being Bill, Javier Escuela, and Dutch, his old-time mentor. Throughout this adventure, you'll come across various characters, some more interesting than others. For example, Bonnie McFarlane, who saves your life after you try to take on Bill alone, Seth, a grave-digging lunatic who aids you on your journey, Irish, who helps you get to Mexico after Bill escapes, and Nigel West Dickens, a man you wish would go away. Now, for me, I feel the story development in this game is done very well. As the story begins to progress, you start to build attachment to the heroes, and the villains you truly begin to despise. Every character seems to play their part very well. Characters you're supposed to love, you love. The ones you don't, you really don't. Not to mention John Marston's progression as a character. For example, him meeting Landon Ricketts and having him as a mentor. It all seems perfectly laid out. And if there's one thing that stands out about this game, the storyline is definitely one of those things. Now, not only is the story for this game great, the gameplay is equally fantastic, because really, there's a lot to do, but the main premise of the game is based around the Old West. So there's plenty of gunslinging, tuberculosis, and horses. Lots and lots of horses. Now, a lot of this gameplay is based around gunfights, and you'll be doing a lot of it throughout the game, but for some reason, the gunfights never get boring or stale. For me, something about them keeps me very interested in coming back for more, not to mention John's Deadeye technique, which allows you to slow down time and place more accurate shots on your opponent. There are various one-on-one duels where you must place shots on your opponent, and in these battles, 2 men enter and 1 man leaves. For the most part, at least. Your method of transportation in this game consists of horse riding from place to place, and sometimes you can take horse carriages. While on your way to various places, you can find wildlife that you can skin, and then you can sell that skin to gain money, and in some cases, you may accidentally kill your horse in the process. But honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of this game, just getting to pit yourself against nature, and sometimes die in the process. Now, the mission system in this game is similar to Grand Theft Auto, since, well, you get the point. You'll be completing missions for various different people, whether it's helping stop outlaws to help you get information that you need, or participating in races to further get help on your quest. These missions usually range in difficulty, all depending on the type of person you are, but for the most part, never feel unfair. While performing these missions, there are also many side missions, and people on the way that you can meet and help. It's good because these missions never feel uninteresting or boring. While doing all these missions, you may begin to notice 2 things, the honor and fame meter. Your honor meter will go up or down depending on the deeds you do. Good deeds such as saving people and committing as much non-violent actions as you can rewards you with a good honor meter, while killing others, their horses, and robbing people leads to a decrease in honor, as I'm sure you would expect. And even if you get bored of doing all these things, there are various places where you can gamble, whether it's liar's dice, blackjack, or poker, to fulfill your unhealthy gambling habit.
Read 'em all week. Pleasure doing business with you. Especially golf.
I want to try playing something I'm good at then. Let's see how you like it when we play a game that isn't fair.
I get that we're playing dice now, but does it have to be Dungeons and Dragons?
Shut up. Ha! Beat that, son.
I don't even know what this means. Why am I squatting?
You won. Yeah! Yes! 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 You know what this means? I'm busted! Oh, yeah. Yes.
Now I bring you into the segment called The Good, The Bad, and The Rant, where I break down my opinions about some of this game's features. So let's start, of course, with the good. Red Dead Redemption is a 5-year-old game. Not too old, but so far I can say it's a game that has aged very well. Controls work, graphics don't look too bad, also there's a lot to do in this game. Seriously, it'll be a long time before you get bored with this game. With all the side missions, gambling, and costumes that you can unlock, you'll be able to have hours of fun. Also, a good feature in this game is the bandana. When it's equipped, your honor won't go down, so with it, you can commit all the crimes you want and still keep your good reputation, like the sociopath that you truly are. Now for the bad. Honestly, there aren't too many bad things about this game, so most of it is just nitpicking. So here are some examples. This game every now and again has glitching problems. I didn't experience too many while recording for this video, but sometimes the age of this game shows with its glitches. Also, a feature I almost forgot to mention in this game is the wanted feature. When you commit crimes, you'll become wanted, and if you're able to escape without dying, you'll have a bounty on your head, and people will come look for you. or they're supposed to at least. Honestly, this is part of the reason I almost forgot about it. It's because I would forget I had a bounty on my head because no one would come after me, no matter where I went, and I would never pay off my bounty. I just forgot all about it. And also, it'd be nice to be able to skip this scene sometimes. And finally, the rant. Now, if you haven't played this game yet, for whatever reason, there's a spoiler alert coming ahead, so skip to the time shown on here. Now, at the end of this game, you finally get your family back, and things seem great, but lo and behold, John is betrayed by the government he just helped, and is killed. And I mean, they light this guy up. I hadn't seen anything this bad since... Ricky! Now, before John dies, you see a bit of his son Jack, but Jack is nothing like his father at all. And although John teaches him a few things like how to hunt, he hasn't learned much from him. And after all is said and done, guess who you play as after John dies? You guessed it, Jack. What is this? You can't just tell me, oh, now he's just as good as his father all of a sudden. Even if some years have passed, there's no way you can just tell me it's in his blood, or because his father had it. It doesn't work that way. For example, my dad is very good at basketball. Me? Not so much. Now, at least if they had shown him getting more training or how he possibly got to be as good as he is, I'd be more accepting of it. But I will say the ending was good where Jack gets his revenge on Ross who killed his father. That is some justice right there. Well, there you have it. Red Dead Redemption. A simple retrospective for you. If you haven't already played the game, what are you waiting for? Go play it. It's good. That's all I have to say. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm Doji. Now you know. Catch you later. Hello everyone. Just want to say thank you very much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed it, you should like, comment, or subscribe. Whatever tickles your fancy. Whatever makes you happy. And of course, let me know what you thought of this game if you played it. Or if you haven't played it, then go play it. It's a good game. And thank you for all you sticked all the way through. So here's a little special treat for you. Hope you enjoy it.